Hello everyone, I'm Tim, the Minnesota Firefighter with the ARMM form of melanoma cancer. It's been 70 days since I posted my last update. I originally planned to add an update over the Memorial Day holiday, but just didn't get there. Although each cancer journey is unique, I'm acutely aware that many with cancer are not as fortunate as me. My experience has been anything except what one might normally expect with cancer treatment. I don't know where my journey will take me, but I know that so far I've been blessed beyond description in the simplicity of my path. This week I will reach the milestone of 6 months since the start of my cancer treatment. Please understand, every cancer journey is unique and there is no typical experience. What works well for one person may not be as effective for another. The journey can be filled with fear, uncertainty, pain, and tremendous stress to the cancer patient and their family. As for me, I can only describe my cancer journey as feeling weird. My typical treatment day begins with a trip to my Park Nicollet clinic in Maple Grove. I stop before work and have my blood drawn. I do this regardless of whether I'm going to receive treatment in Maple Grove or if I have to travel to the cancer center at Methodist Hospital. The lab at Maple Grove has been fantastic, and they do a wonderful job of quickly taking the multiple vials of blood from a guy that really hates needles. From there, I continue on into the office to start my workday after all the vials are filled. Later in the day, Madeline comes to meet me at my office in Maple Grove, and together we travel either to the Maple Grove Park Nicollet or to St. Louis Park's Methodist Hospital Franchot Cancer Center. We typically only travel to Franchot if we need to see my local oncologist. If everyone's running on time, I don't talk too much, and my veins cooperate, then the visits are relatively short. The single immunotherapy only requires a 30-minute infusion time. After I complete the infusion treatment, Madeline and I usually grab some lunch before heading back to my office. Unless I have multiple people to see on a treatment day, I usually go back to work for the rest of the workday. June 12th marked the completion of the first dozen infusion treatments using immunotherapy, with most of those taking place in Maple Grove. I feel very blessed to not lose time from work. This allows me to save my sick leave for potential future use. I've often said that life's a matter of timing. That's certainly true in the treatment of cancer, because it's so very important to be at the right place and in the right time. 10 years ago, a diagnosis of malignant melanoma meant certain death. Because it couldn't be treated surgically by removal, then treatment options were limited. 5 years ago, doctors recognized that malignant melanoma did not respond successfully to radiation and chemotherapy. They understood it had very poor outcomes, but it was their only tools when surgical removal was no longer an option. 5 years ago, a patient with malignant melanoma would still most likely not survive the disease. Today, the introduction and use of immunotherapies and targeted therapies have been game changers, according to a Mayo physician assistant. A disease once thought of as uncurable, highly aggressive, and nearly impossible to treat is now being managed, and in some cases, patients are even being considered cured. Again, everyone's different, so I don't know where my journey will proceed. But I know I'm blessed to live in a world today with advancing knowledge in medical treatment, and doubly blessed to have a special treatment team of professionals working with me. The Franchot Cancer Center was the right place for me because they have limited experience in the treatment of my specific type of cancer. And that might sound a little bit odd, but it's not because they have limited experience, but because they were quick to realize they needed to reach out to those with more comprehensive knowledge and experience. My local oncologist didn't hesitate to find consensus among their local colleagues, and that best place for me, in their opinion, was either Dana-Farber in Boston or the Mayo Clinic here in Minnesota. My local team got me a fairly quick referral to the Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota. I'm grateful to be in Minnesota. I'm surrounded by amazing people with a job that I love. The Mayo Clinic was the right place for me because they have a working group of doctors and physician assistants dedicated solely to the treatment of melanoma. Mayo is also the right time for me because they have the research, knowledge, and experience using advancements in immunotherapy for malignant melanoma. So I'll try not to be quite as many weeks in between updates moving forward, but then again, I have a tendency to procrastinate on some things. So But that's the news for where I'm at. Again, I'm continuing with the immunotherapy treatment. I'll be heading off to Mayo to see where things stand. I'll do some more imagery. We'll discuss potential surgery for removal if there's still cancer, and we're still hopeful. And again, I really appreciate the support and prayers that I've received from so many, and the help from my firefighter family and taking care of my home. So, again, thank you.